Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Dr. Angel Storm. I'm the founder of Ashes to Beauty Ministries. Thanks so much for joining me today. I want to talk to you today about things that you should keep in mind or mindsets that you should have if you must communicate with a narcissist. So I've done a previous video that you can check out here that's called, canned responses to the narcissist. And in that video, I give you like phrases that you should be using. So responses to narcissist questions or accusations and things of that nature. But in this video, I really want to talk to you about more of like the mindset that you need when you're speaking with a narcissist, and just kind of the mentality or the outlook that you should have on the conversation, regardless of what type of a narcissist you're dealing with. I don't care if it's somebody that you work with, or maybe you're married to one, or it's a family member, a relative, whatever. Just the things that you should keep in mind while you're speaking with them. And this can save you a lot of time on the back end trying to, sort through what did they say? What did they mean by that? I can't believe that that's how they feel. Am I really that way? It can save you a lot of dealing with those questions and working through the outcome of those things. If you can just have these mindsets in mind while you're speaking with the narcissist. And I do want to give you a few phrases that you can use as well, but mainly I want to talk to you about your own personal mindset and the things that you should remember as you're conversing with a narcissist, whether again that's in person or over a text message, email, or any type of electronic communication at all. First thing I want to really stress to you is that I try to get all of my clients to get everything in writing. I don't care if they're going to court with a narcissist or they're just working for a narcissist or whatever. Even if you have a conversation, let's say you work with or work for a narcissist, the narcissist asks you to do something or tries to confirm something with you, like in passing in the hallway or whatever at work, fine. But one of the things that a narcissist will do is to not have anything concrete ever be coming back on them, so that nothing that they do can ever be proven. So if this happens to you in a work setting, just send a follow-up email to them. Hey, per our conversation at 2:30 p.m. Tuesday afternoon, I just want to confirm that these are the things that you're looking for me to do, or these are the parts of the project that I'll be taking, and these are the parts of the project that you'll be taking. Is that correct? Something like that. You want to follow up. You don't want to leave these things kind of out there. If you do that, you're setting yourself up for failure. So number one, try to get all communication in writing, and especially if you are facing a narcissist in court, every single part of communication needs to be done in writing. You need it done in writing because they can deny it all day, and they're going to have a million reasons to back up their point of view as to why that didn't happen. They never said it, whatever. So get it in writing. Number two is to not apologize. Do not try to get out of the conversation by saying things like, well, I'm sorry for doing that. I'm sorry that you're taking this that way, or I'm sorry that you're interpreting my actions that way. Do not ever apologize for anything ever at all, ever. The reason is not because maybe you did make a mistake and maybe you did should have handled that situation in a different way. I'm going to come back to that about what you should do in that kind of situation. This is like if you're in a car accident and your insurance company tells you to never admit fault, even if you're at fault. And it might seem like that's horrible. I want to just tell these people that I'm sorry I backed into their car or whatever. This can have ramifications upon you that you don't know about. So if there is a situation where you could have done something different, you need to make that situation right, but you still need to not accept blame in that moment. And I'm going to tell you why. Especially if you are facing a narcissist in court, they can start building a case against you for always doing X, Y, and Z. You might have done it one time, it doesn't matter. And especially if it's in writing, they're going to have this over your head forever and ever, amen. Even if you think like, no, we've already addressed that in court. Nope, doesn't matter. They can keep bringing it back up unless there is a specific order saying that it can't be brought back up again. So please don't ever apologize to the narcissist face to face or in writing. And the other part of this is that also, if you do start to apologize, this gives the narcissists like more energy. You know, I talk a lot about how narcissists are energy vampires, and this will actually give them the fuel that they think they need to kind of get back at you. So they think that they're getting an inroad into you know, making you get under their control in some way. And so so please keep that in mind. Don't apologize, don't admit wrong, don't admit wrongdoing, don't admit fault, any kind of thing like that. Like, keep it moving. Just address whatever is being talked about, whatever the situation is, without apologizing, without accepting blame or responsibility for whatever the narcissist is accusing you of. Next thing that I want to talk to you about is to be very non-committal. Oftentimes the narcissist will want you to agree or commit to doing X, Y, and Z, especially if you're facing a narcissist in court. They're going to want to modify the parenting plan. They're going to want you to go back on your position that you've already established. And it's very, very important that you do not do this, especially if you are in court with a narcissist. So do not ever do that. Take a non-committal point of view. And I've talked about this in the canned responses video, but if you are facing a narcissist in court and they want you to modify the parenting plan, for example, because that's a common one, again, it's all about power and control, and the more that they can take from you, the more that they have. See, they don't have the power and control unless you give it to them willingly. And you do that by willingly going back on the parenting plan that you've already set up. In the case of having kids with a narcissist and facing court and stuff like that. So I do want to say, if that's what they're asking you to do, make sure that you have a response that you can immediately respond with, which is, I feel comfortable sticking to the parenting plan, or the court already set up the time sharing agreement and I'll be sticking to that. Thanks. Now, if they want you to agree or disagree to something, do not do that. Keep it short. Your response is short, but you need to have the mindset of like, I'm not going to agree. I'm not going to disagree either. I'm going to be in middle of the road to whatever it is that they're saying. So if they really want you to say yes or no to something, just refuse to do it. That's the mindset that you need to have when you go in there. Responses like, I'll have to see, okay, whatever. All of those like short one-word phrases that keep you out of being committed. This is also going to just also have the mindset of like, this is going to, you know, irritate the narcissist. The narcissist is going to be angry because you're not doing what they want you to do. And again, the narcissist cannot have somebody who can think for themselves or doesn't do what they want them to do at all times. So so make sure that you understand the narcissist is going to come back at you, probably angry, maybe calling you names, you know, getting very upset, making a scene. You need to expect those things in advance and still have the mindset of like, I'm just not engaging, I'm not responding. This is not the type of behavior that I'm going to reward with more energy. You know, I'm not putting more of my energy into this conversation when it's clear that this is all not productive. You know, this is all not going anywhere productively. So that's the other thing, is to have the mindset of, I'm not going to commit, I'm not going to agree or disagree to whatever the narcissist says whenever we're engaged in communication, whether that's in person or electronically. I'm just going to be in the middle, and I have my canned responses of what I'm going to respond if they would want me to commit one way or the other. And finally, and maybe the most important thing, is do not react. Right? I talk a lot about reacting versus responding, and this is one of the situations that you need to learn to not react. Gray rock all around. No emotion in your response, no emotion on your face, no emotion in your body language. You don't need to be doing like those types of sighs to the narcissist. Nothing. You need to give them zero energy. There's no energy to be had for the narcissist here, and you need to make sure that that's very clear. And they can say the most infuriating things, and it's just to get you to react. They want you to react so that they can say, aha, look at them. They did the thing I told you that they were doing the whole time. And that's exactly what a narcissist will do. So again, no emotion the entire time that you are talking with them, that you're interacting with them. You don't need to give them any of your energy, because again, negative energy or positive energy, the narcissist sees no difference. It's just energy. They're just here for the energy. So stop giving that to them. You can also ward off some of these things by saying things like, is that a reasonable thing to you? Does that seem reasonable? Or are you, so just to be clear, you're expecting me to, whatever, and repeat back what they said to you. So you can do things like that, where you repeat back to the narcissist can actually hear what they just asked you to do. And then in that case, you're also making them having to commit, yes or no. Yes, that's reasonable to me. No, that isn't what I said. Here's what I said. You're putting the burden back onto the narcissist to clarify what they wanted you to do, or what they actually were saying to you or expecting you to do. And so that's another thing that you can do. But the most important thing is that even in that instance, when you are asking the narcissist a question or putting this back on the narcissist, that you do it without emotion. Don't give them your energy. This is such a black hole that you will go into. You will be trying to dig yourself out of that forever and ever if you go down that road. So you got to work on it. This requires discipline. Practice in front of the mirror if you need to. Get a friend or your attorney or somebody that you trust who can actually walk through these things with you, who will actually set up a scenario where they're the narcissist and they're trying to bait you. You need to learn how to do this. You need to think about the past interactions that you've had with a narcissist and think about the things that you should have done or could have done better, and really learn from them. I know a lot of times we want to just block out those things from our memories and just not visit them, but you need to grow from those situations, and you don't do that if you don't visit them. So go back, take a look at those situations where you interacted with a narcissist. Think about the things that you could have done different and you can improve upon, and write those down, and start thinking about, like, okay, I'm going to put this at the forefront of my mind. Today I'm going to do this. Start doing it with people who aren't narcissists too. Your kids are running all around crazy. You don't need to be shouting at them. You don't need to be worked up because they're worked up. Okay, try handling that situation in a different manner, calmly, collectively, in a calm manner. You don't need to be shouting at them. So practice in situations where you're not dealing with narcissists, and it'll be easier to really maintain that when you are dealing with a narcissist. And really, this should just be part of how you handle conflict. Conflict resolution, super important. That's actually what my PhD is in conflict resolution. And one of the quickest ways to end conflict of any type is to just not buy into it. Okay, that person is having a little war with them own selves. Let them over there doing that. Why do you need to go in there? Just because you're invited to a fight doesn't mean you need to take the invitation. Let them fight it by themselves. Stay on the outside. Just observe what is happening. And when you do need to interact with them, you're giving them zero energy. We're not fueling the fire. The narcissist will eventually end up in their own trap. You just need to give them the time to do that. And don't give them any energy, because they can quickly suck you into their games and into that world, as well. You don't want that. You just want them to be found out for who they are. You want their true colors to be seen. And you do that by completely removing yourself, because the more involved you are, the more opportunities and chances that they have to turn this around on you. And because they are very good at manipulating situations, and because this is first a spirit, they have a strong pull over the people that are in their atmosphere. Unless you're very trained, unless you know that for sure that you are called to enter into that situation and do something different, you aren't better than them at that game. You're not going to win by playing the same game as they are. You need to play a different game. And this is the game. The game is no emotion. And this is going to serve you well anyway. Like I said, there's other situations outside of the narcissist where you're going to need to learn how to just I'm just checked out of this emotionally, mentally. I'm just giving you zero energy into this. It's not worth my time. It's certainly not worth investing in it twice, you know, of like right now and then later on, this is going to be a regret that I have and I'm going to think about it then. So now I've got 2 times I'm developing energy into this situation. No, just let it go. Anyway, those are kind of the things that I wanted to make sure that you had when you are dealing with a narcissist. You have to have this type of mindset. I talked about the video last week about fear. So when you're dealing with a narcissist, it can be like you're upset just because you have to deal with a narcissist, right? So again, this is one of the things where you're just going to have to work on like, hey, I'm in my own world. There's a little bubble all around me, and the narcissist can't come in here. Really have that kind of separation emotionally and mentally, and I talk a lot about creating that space, and I've got a lot of videos that talk about how to do that and that kind of thing. So go check those out if that is something that you need help with. Otherwise, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel below, turn on the bell so that you're notified whenever I upload a new video to this channel, and thanks so much for watching.